Alrighty. Good morning. Good morning. Wow, that's force of habit, isn't it? Good afternoon. Welcome in, boys and girls. Unplanned, off the cuff, as they say. But I had a shitload of gardening planned for today, and it's pouring down with rain, so I ain't doing it. Not happening. Morning somewhere. That is true. Welcome in, Kahani. Casey DC'd, welcome in. Chris, Donut, how are we all doing? Right. I thought, since I had a couple of hours to kill, I'll use this afternoon to catch up on a few WoW things. Especially since, by the looks of things, all my subs expire in like 5 days. So maybe we get a few things listed, a few things posted. We'll just casually go get a few mounts or something. You know, we'll see. We'll spend the afternoon and see what comes of it. Whoa, that's big. Hello. Let's get you in proportion. That's what she said, joke in there somewhere. I finished the story in GTA 5 the other night, which was good. I'm now a billionaire, technically a billionaire on every character. So we have all the money in the world. Go buy all the businesses and mess around with some Grand Theft Auto, but I'll probably do that tomorrow. Keeping things, well, I'm basically not planning really much ahead of time. What? How's everybody's weekend? If it's anything, if your weekend is anything like mine, it is not going to plan. Rainy, wet, miserable. Definitely not summer. I had a family event last night though, or well, yesterday afternoon, which was change of pace. Family member's birthday. Right, let's see if we can remember how we do this though. Cold, rain, wind. Yeah, it's been crazy windy the last couple of days. Crazy windy. Like 15, 16 degrees, windy and rainy. Not kind of what you expect from summer, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Let's think. Let's think for a minute. What is my actual plan here? I need to post auctions. I haven't posted my auctions in a few days. If you don't post stuff, you don't sell stuff. So maybe we start with that. Witcher 3 next, right? I'm not sure. Haven't decided. There's a strong chance that there'll only be a few streams next week. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Kind of half planning to go to our summer place for a long weekend. We might go there Thursday, come back Monday. The wife is very much on holiday mode now. She's starting to chill. She's starting to relax, which is also why doing a whole bunch of gardening was on the cards today. She doesn't do relaxing very well, bless her. Need to teach her the ways of World of Warcraft one of these days. Nothing on the auction house. Although I think everybody has tried to get their significant other into WoW at some point, and it's doesn't necessarily always work. What in the world is going on with the prices on these things? Hello? 2 of the mounts are down to below 900k. Oh, well, absolutely smack bang on 900k. That's the absolute cheapest I've seen these. I'm not willing to sell them for that cheap though. They're far too time consuming to get to sell for those few pennies. The innovation investigator though, clearly has had a bit of a reset price on it. Clearly had a bit of a reset, and a few other people are like, you know what, we'll play that game, which is nice. The pets as well are looking pretty spicy, price-wise. 6 Professor Punches on Draenor. Professor Punch is one of the expensive ones. That's the 8 That's the 8 Mechanica one. Flipping Crimson Mechadsaur is cheaper, and that's the 10. Okay, interesting. That's how I started playing. You know, it's rare. Only one in a relationship plays WoW. Okay, well, I'm actually. I would actually say that I'm missing some of the mounts, aren't I? Some of the pets. I've only got 3 of the pets up listed. Okay. I don't really have much plans to fix that today, but Collector's Bounty is up. Greedy Emissary is up. This Greedy Emissary event thing, what's it, like 500 charms or something? 500 charms, I think it was. Which I think can probably be banged out in an afternoon if you really wanted to. Are they a currency? You take 4 days off this game and you feel like you're a complete noob again. What are they called? Hellstone shards. I mean, this is going to be easy. This is going to be a piece of piss to get, isn't it? How many of them do we need? All the things. Do all the things. Hellstone shards. 520 to get everything. I've got 100 without even trying. Me just testing it for 10 minutes when it came out on Wednesday. 40 per set. Oh, that's not too bad then, is it? That's not too bad. That will kind of accidentally maybe probably happen just by killing rares in the Undermine anyway. I don't think we'll need to do anything particular to make that happen. Okay, well that's easier then. Why has this dude got no Warbank access? I wanted him to have Warbank access. Log out then. Try again. You log in first. Give you a minute to load in because you take flipping ages because you've got a million add-ons. Once he's actually logged in, the other's in. Come on, game. Don't be slow. Right, there we go. Right, you're in. You're in, and you are in. If I get my auctions listed quickly, maybe we can do a bit of a WoW scout or something while I do this, see if there's anything interesting, newsworthy. I haven't looked at the PTR in too much detail. Have there been any significant PTR updates, do we think? Not convinced there will have been. I'm going to need to get myself into the Undermine. I've also suddenly just realised you guys have probably got no actual audio. Oh, now I have a problem. Which World of Warcraft is going to be the World of Warcraft that has sound? That one I'm going to assume. Anything new in 11.2 from a profession's perspective except new recipes? I would love to tell you a well-constructed answer, but I spent one afternoon on the PTR when it first launched. I haven't really deep dived it yet, to be honest.
Undermine has no business looking like this.
There's
These trash rats and their litterlings.
Yeah, I'm not. Other than a couple of new materials that you exchange at a vendor. Pretty copy-paste from 11.1 with my very limited knowledge. Let me clarify, very limited knowledge. I'd I'm not expecting much, honestly. The lower my expectations, the less disappointment there'll be. And I really am not expecting a huge amount. What did we sell over here? Anything interesting? No. A Void Scarred Tall Strided chick. An Eye of Extermination for 12.5k. Aren't they on the cheap right now? I'm pretty sure these are on the cheap right now. Anyway, we'll take it. Not a lot of items on these realms anyway. Oh, gonna sneeze. Why do I sneeze so often on stream? I barely never sneeze. Yeah, I sit down and I start streaming and I sneeze 500 times. Thank you for the blessings, appreciate it. He's trying to break my streak. Welcome in, cheerleader. It's not intentional, honestly. But I did foremention a few times already that streams will be periodically distributed throughout the month with no guarantees on any day. Oh, Donut's on the 45 stream streak. Holy. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think if I can get my auctions listed real quick, then we may have a little bit of a consideration of if we need to do anything for this goblin event, or whether it will just kind of accidentally probably happen when we kill rares in the Undermine anyway, which I suspect to be the case. Further on from that, we might want to look at whether there's anything interesting to collect. As I suspect there's some goodies out there with increased drop rates right now. I can only imagine that's what's keeping most people busy right now. Has anybody had any good mount drops? I've seen a lot of people already state, well, the first couple of days seem to come with some clear misunderstanding of percentages. Some people seem to assume that they could just stroll into the old raids and just collect the mounts. You know, not... I don't know where this kind of... Like, some people clearly are so bad at maths that they just don't understand. After 2 days, people complaining, oh, I've ran this raid 20 times and I've not had the mount to drop. It's like, okay, try running it 100 times and then see. But after the first wave of people expecting everything on day one, I think a little bit more has I think it's settled in a little bit and people have kind of realised that, okay, they're going to need to blast this for a while if they really want to actually collect a good amount of the mounts and the transmogs and stuff. Queue up on LFR with like 10 characters was enough. That'll do it. That'll do it. I don't know quite what I'm really missing, to be honest. I need to have a poke around, have a little bit of a look. But the Raptor first day, really only tried to get Mimran's head. That is such a cool mount, though. I mean, that's still quite often one that gets that goes for a lot of gold on the black market auction house. Some people are more than willing to throw 10 mil at that than they are to go out and farm it, which is, after all these years, kind of surprising. Wait, what day is it? It is Sunday. It is Sunday. Not only is it Sunday, but this is also nowhere near my normal streaming time. This is just me playing some video games in the afternoon because it's pissing down with rain outside and it's broken all of my plans. So we'll list some auctions, we'll kill some rares, see where we go. There was this website I found the other day. Oh, I say found, it was linked on Wowhead. But I've poked around with this a little bit. And I think it's quite a cool website. It's completionism.net. I like this because it just looks relatively slick. It's front end UI looks nice. I appreciate a good front end, if you know what I mean. And I think the fact that you can filter what this shows you and what it doesn't show you is also quite nice. So, I mean, if you like just straight up really don't care about something, you can make it go away. I'm kind of half tempted to use... Oh, hang on, let me put this in chat just in case anybody wants to have a poke around with this themselves. I'm kind of tempted to use this for the profession stuff. That I can, on my endeavor to collect all of the things, profession-wise, I mean, I can go Burning Crusade, and you've got all your professions here, for example. The tracking still looks to be not perfect, for the fact that I am pretty sure I have both engineering and inscription maxed in the Burning Crusade. And if I don't, I'm confused why I don't. Much like I'm quite sure I've got... Oh no, well, these are recipes, aren't they? So I've probably got the recipes maxed. But it seems to claim here I haven't got a single recipe from the Burning Crusade for inscription or engineering, which I don't think is true. Now, these are on old characters, to be fair. But I'm quite sure I've got more than this. What am I missing leatherworking wise? But the UI just looks kind of sharp. Highlighting what you have, what you don't have, where it comes from. Sunwell, for example, I was well aware that I'm still missing a few bind-on pickup recipes from Sunwell. Gloves of the Immortal Dusk, Leather Gauntlets of the Sun, Sun-Drenched Scale Gloves. The completionist in me wants these, but I have to go and do something to get them. You know, Wowhead tooltips integrated. You can click on it. It actually opens in a new tab, not overriding the existing tab, which is a nice touch that a lot of websites don't do, and it really annoys me when you're on you know, really annoys me when you have to right click, open in new tab. Like, no, if you're linking to an external website, you should new tab it by default, but you know, that's just little things. At the moment, the interesting one, obviously, is the events, where we've got the... Where's it going to be now? Time walking one-offs. Collector's Bounty, look. 23 days left. Giving me a good overview of what I need, what I don't have. Flipping Rivendare's Death Charger, by the way. I just want to say, I must have run flipping Strathholme a million times over the years. Still never got this damn thing. Middle mouse opens links in a new tab. I still think it should do it by default. If you're coding the website properly, you should do it by default. See now, yeah, there's the difference. Middle mouse opens it in a new tab, but doesn't bring it to the forefront. There's a fancy word for that my brain can't think. It doesn't focus the tab. But yes, that's also a good good suggestion. Still need Ravenlord, apparently. Wrath, I need both Drakes from Eye of Eternity. Mimron's Head, and a couple of couple of mammoths from the Vault of Archivon. Oh, these are faction specific as well, aren't they? That's going to be difficult. I have like 10 Alliance characters and like 90 Horde characters. Cataclysm, we're missing just a bunch. We're missing all 3 from Dragon Soul, which is a bit of an oof moment. Swift Zulian Panther. I've got the Tiger though, so I'm not so bothered about the Panther. And then the more recent expansions, you can clearly see when I stopped bothering to farm mounts aggressively, can't you? I was quite good at keeping up with the mounts for the first few expansions, and then since Warlords of Draenor, not so much. I'm literally missing everything. I'm missing everything quite simply because I just haven't raided in these expansions, and I've never bothered to go back and farm them. But gives plenty of opportunity. I think Gmod is really cool. Glacial Tidestorm is really cool. I like this one. The Jaina mount. So yeah, this is it's kind of a cool website. I've just realised I don't really need my camera up in the top left right now, do I? Could do with being moved back here-ish somewhere. Makes more sense. I prefer Simple Armory for collections. Yeah, there's a few websites that do the same. This one was new to me the other day. This completionism.net was new to me. But I think it looks quite slick. Legion's a bit of a question. Do I try and farm them or just wait for remix? Well, I would probably put them lower down on the priority list because of remix. The fact that we know it's coming. Oh, what's that? 25k. Schematic. Algari Competitor's Rifle. Yoink. Nothing too interesting there. Really interesting there. The Mammoth is the same for both factions, isn't it? It's just that the raid is only open to one faction at a time. Or maybe. I don't know. It's so long ago now. Had Rivendare's dropped twice. Twice? Shocking performance. Even outside of this collector's bounty though, with so many alts leveled up these days, I kind of don't really have any excuse for not having things I actually want. Because I can, throw 100 characters at it and just go get it. I really wanted to. It's kind of what I did with Ashes. I was like, this week I'm going to get Ashes. And I think 33 kills later, we just got it. Job done. Just loot it, yo. I think what's going to be quite sad is that people are going to... This next month is going to fly past for some people. And I kind of get the concept some people have had where they kind of feel as if then farming for stuff outside of this event is going to be a feels bad. But I think if farming outside the event ends up being a feels bad, it's probably because you don't really care enough for the reward, is my take on that, really. Got the Arthur's Mount on my first ICC run. I wouldn't say that too publicly too often. You won't make any friends, that's for sure. But congrats. Congrats. So far, I've just been doing my regular raid rotation since the Mogs are double chance too. Yeah, yeah. I've noticed that there's very little focus on like the actual transmog side of this event. Everybody's super interested in the mounts. Some realms where I've got a whole bunch of stuff listed now, and then some realms where I've got almost nothing. I need to try and balance this out a little bit. Guilty of Mind did their first ever ICC this week. Didn't get the mount, but it was fun to see it get lost. It's real easy to get completely lost in some of these old raids though, because they're not necessarily straightforward or linear in many cases. I'm sure there's many raids out there that I don't really know my way around particularly. Yeah, this realm's got loads of stuff on it. Like, posting 5 auctions is barely worth bothering. Like, it's almost like I should just ship everything off to another server, so that that character can just be like, oh, this dude's got nothing, skip. Move on. Then again, they'll all fill up eventually. Confused with the healing boss, I needed bandages. Oh yeah. Yeah, not every class has a heal, do they? So I can't remember what it's called, the big green dragon thing. But it is a skippable boss. Illyria. Sounds familiar. Oh wait, hang on. I didn't stop. Mailbox first. You're done. Log you out. You're done. Log you out. And unlog you out. You've got 1 billion auctions. Jobs are good. Next team. I was thinking at one point whether I should just craft up a bunch of the War Within stuff and distribute it about, considering I have like pretty much all the professions pretty aggressively geared. But I've kind of shied away from doing that based upon the fact that we're very quickly going to get to that point, I think, in this expansion where people just are like, right, I think Season 3 will last like a month, 2 max, before everybody's just like, right, I'm done, cash out. And it'll just tank the value of everything into the floor. Especially if you know, a couple of months into season 3, we start getting a sniff of like player housing or Midnight Alpha or Legion Remix, you know, if any of the big ticket things turn up that we know are turning up at some point, I think season 3 will be blasted pretty quickly. I wonder if Blizzard plans for this sort of stuff. I wonder if Blizzard are like, when they sort of plan the expansion, I wonder if they sort of plan the weakest patch to be like the final season, because they know the least amount of people are going to engage with it. The sub numbers are probably at record lows at that point. People are mostly interested in what's going to be the new expansion and what's going to come with it. I kind of felt that a little bit with 10.2 Emerald Dream, that they were kind of like, right, well, we're mostly going to copy paste this patch because we know people are more interested what's coming. And there were also, you know, there was a lot coming. Saying that though, what was it? Zereth Mortis, I still think is one of the best zones they ever did, and that was a final patch zone, I guess. So maybe they don't really know if it's going to be a swing or a miss. They just have to do their best. Might be a silly question, but is Mythic Sepulchre soloable? Anything pre-Dragonflight should be perfectly soloable. Dragonflight raids, you probably can solo them, but they won't have legacy loot for starters. They'll still be on the personal loot system. You may not necessarily be able to solo every boss on every difficulty of Dragonflight raids either. But yeah, it's more about the loot pool, really. You want to just be soloing the ones with legacy loot switched on already. That way you can, like, collect everything. I mean, the rate in which we're getting gear in this expansion, the power creep is ridiculous. I'm quite sure that by the time we're reasonably geared in Season 3, we'll be able to almost solo Season 1 raid bosses, it feels. You know, just sweaty classes, you know, your Blood Death Knights and stuff are probably already having a bit of fun, slowly soloing stuff. Rarely get any, like, big juicy sales with only focusing on selling past expansion stuff on all these realms. But what I have found so far is I either will sell absolutely nothing or I'll sell something for like 25, 30k, which makes it kind of worth. If I can do a full repost cycle and make like 100 to 200k in actual sales, I can categorically know that it's probably somewhere in the region of like 80% margin, if not more. So even with not much inventory listed, you don't need that many sales before this starts to be a nice little money maker. Wasn't there a hunter that soloed the first tier boss? Oh, probably. We got so much gear, and it looks like next season we're going to get another like 45 plus item level jump or something. So it gets out of hand real fast. 4 mounts in 2 days, and I see that's the results we like to hear. Congrats on that one. 4 mounts in 2 days is a good score so far. Do pets have increased chance as well, or is it just the mounts? To my understanding, it's just mounts and the transmog. I don't think pets are included. Nor are toys, I don't think. Directly auction houseable stuff. So, because obviously pets can be caged in most cases and toys can be sold. Were not increased. Because you have a direct just buy them option anyway. We sell here. Sold some in. Hey, 22H slicks. We bought a whole bunch of these for like 1 gold a piece or something ridiculous. Whether I don't know if somebody messed up their listing or something on these, but I knew buying a whole bunch of them and spreading them around would pay themselves back kind of quickly. That one sale for 11k has probably covered the cost of all of my 22 slicks. See, this for me is where the dopamine kick comes from in this game. Like, a lot of people get their boost, get their feel-good chemicals flowing when they loot something. I couldn't care less if I loot something cool, unless it's like an uber mega thing. The last thing I was quite, should we say, excited to loot, I think I got a T-Boo's sword while I was boosting all of my characters drop. Got T-Boo's from, where was I? Zul'Farrak, I think. Which was, that's a token's worth of gold in 1 drop. That's fun that it dropped. I have no idea where it's gone. I have no idea what server it's being listed on now. I have no idea if we'll ever even sell it, but that was for 5 minutes at least. It was cool that, oh wow, T-Boo's dropped. But especially when I wasn't trying to farm, it was just kind of just passive freebie. Which T-Boo's? The old valuable one. I even get excited when I get a grey Mog item that I haven't collected yet. My ATT drive is ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, that ATT ding noise is kind of it's kind of rocket fuel for the dopamine. Nothing on any of these dudes. Why didn't you open? Now completed multiple panda raids on several classes. Soon you'll have it all. That's impressive. That's impressive. My T-Boo, when I was going for the insane title, or handing in the pickpocket lockets, I opened them all to see if any of them got it. I've never bothered with the insane title. It's far too much like hard work for something I'll probably never use for a title. I mean, it is a cool title, don't get me wrong. It's definitely worthy of the name. it kind of it's lost its value a little bit for me, the insane title, since we now have 500,000 different titles. This is why I think Decor is going to be really fun, because it's new and it's fresh, and WoW has been in absolutely desperate need for a new something that people care about to chase. New reward structure, a new reward path has been needed for years at this point. Pets, toys, mounts, and even transmog have all been around far too long now. There's just far too much of everything. Nothing is really considered prestigious anymore. This is where I think the first expansion we have with Decor will be kind of cool. Hunting it all down, building our player houses the way we want them, assuming that there's going to be enough stuff to begin with. I really hope there is more than enough customization to begin with. I think with all of the they get the dye system implemented properly, so that people can sort of color match and semi-customize their own stuff. That will definitely help. Thinking about it, I should trade over these random Mechanicas that are lying about as well. Otherwise, well, they're not doing anything, just sat here, are they? I want to grow up and be the first in the world to get all the deco in game. ATT deco 100%. I shit you not, there'll be lots of people trying to do that. That will be quite competitive, I reckon. The only thing that I would say is that the players that have played the game for 20 years have got probably going to have a huge leg up in that race. Because if they retro add a bunch of decor stuff to like past content, those people who have casually played the game for 20 years are just going to end up like with 80% completion like on day one. You find pets sell better at 25 versus 1? I've never mathed it. I've never scienced it. I don't particularly see there being that much value in leveling pets up to 25. Certainly not for the purpose of making more gold. Now, there is value in getting pets to 25 as a way to sell them faster. Because if you list your level 25 pets at the same price as your level 1 pets, well then, given the choice, if it doesn't cost anybody anything, they are more likely to click the one in the list that says 25 rather than the others that all say 1. There is some logic behind that, but there's very, very, very few pets that I think people really care about having at level 25. It's only the pets that sort of fall into the meta of pet battles or are common ones to use to get like achievements or that sort of stuff. It's a very small marketplace for level 25 pets in the first place. So both selling them at 25 and trying to charge a premium for them actually will probably make it harder to sell, not easier. But if you are leveling them to 25 and then listing them at the same price as everybody else's level 1s, I think you'll probably dramatically increase the rate or chance of which you'll sell them. So it's kind of a trade-off, like the time and the effort or the cost of leveling them up to 25 might push the speed in which you'll then be able to sell them, but you're not really able to do that particularly at scale easily or cheaply anyway. So I think the general consensus is don't bother. Don't worry about it. You'd do better to just make sure that your pets are permanently listed than trying to do much shenanigans. I think the probably the greatest thing in keeping your sale of pets up is just being religious about keeping them on the auction house. So many people post their pets like once a week for 48 hours. Whereas if you do get into the habit of actually keeping them up on the auction house 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just their presence on the auction house alone should help a lot more than trying to do any leveling shenanigans, I reckon. Leveling a pet to 25 only costs a few coins. A single mission in the Shadowlands Covenant table gives you enough to level up multiple pets. I can't remember how many pet tokens it is for a level 25 thing. I think is it 20? I don't know. I can't remember. Is it 35 pet charms for a level 25 boost for them? I'm not sure. If you have a near infinite supply of pet charms, though, because you are doing Shadowlands missions tables or something, like I said, the best approach there would be to level them up to 25 and list them at the same price as the level 1s. You'll probably dramatically increase your own personal sale rate doing that. Probably far more than doing anything else. But I don't think about it. I just post the masses. Only level the pets to 25 that are useful. The rest are just there to increase the numbers. Also, if a new pet... I need a new pet for battle, I just buy the cheapest and then use a stone on it. After Shadowlands, I have an almost inexhaustible supply of those things. Yeah, some people still do. Some people still do. Like I said, it's a hard one to answer in depth because some people apply almost zero value to a near infinite amount of pet charms. So if you fall in that category, you have better options. But if you don't have an infinite supply of pet charms, you probably should just ignore the level of the pets and just focus on keeping them on the auction house. Still hope I'll get the 10k pet charm pet from Oribos someday. I've got like 8,000 of them. I wouldn't worry about spending your pet charms on it. I'd just buy the damn thing. The bauble worm, you can buy it on the auction house. To be fair, it has actually gone up in price quite a lot over the last couple of years. But it's still in no way, shape or form worth the 10k pet charms. You can use 10k pet charms far more constructively than buying the bauble worm. Oh, whoa, hello, what's going on here? 972,000 gold? What did we sell on this? That's got to be a gopher. Did I sell a gopher? Oh, boom! Hello! Hello! That's a nice... That deserves a beer. Oh, yeah. Like I said, you don't need to get too many sales to make this whole process worth it. Boom. Now, this is quite funny because this is something that had just been rotting in one of my guild banks forever. What realm is this? Garrosh. What's Garrosh when he's at home? Garrosh. Garrosh is a high population German server. So, not even a dead realm. German server where somebody clearly was missing the final pattern of their collection, I would imagine. Hi, I heard you're doing a 949k giveaway today. I don't know if this hurts, hinders, or benefits me much, but I tend not to do many giveaways. I know that's I know it's somewhat common practice these days for streamers to do some big spicy giveaways. I mean, K-Chak has clearly paved the way for that with his like giving away like 10 million gold a month sort of thing. But he's got billions. So to give away millions is not too bad. This is like 5%. This is probably 2 or 3% of my total gold in one go. That's pretty cool though. Let's not discount the Lucky Streak pendant at 25k either, by the way. That's also a spicy sale just by itself. Kind of getting overshadowed by this though. Yoink. This pattern is required for the ton of tops achievement. I still need 4 of those patterns. Oh, what? Wait, what? Really? No. Craft each of the following shirts and pair of tuxedo pants with the tailoring profession. Oh my god. Wow. Rich purple silk shirt. And it's a bind-on pickup. It's a bind-on pickup shirt as well, isn't it? Oh yeah, because you have to craft it, which means you have to have the recipe. Whoa! That's literally got to be one of the most expensive 5... That is an expensive 5 achievement points. Holy... How many people do we reckon have this ton of tops achievement? Oh my god. Where's Data for Azeroth? Where is Data for Azeroth? Give me a breakdown of the achievements. How did we do this? Browse collection and rarity. Achievements. Ton of tops. Sub 1% of the player base has this. Obtained by 5% of profiles. I farmed the rich purple shirt. Took me 4 to 5 days and 60 plus runs of Alderman. I read a comment about it on goldgoblin.com. Transmog's farm describes all the ultra rares you're looking for, including this one. Drop rate and a rough number of runs. The item has a 0.01% drop rate. And I estimated I killed about 130 mobs per run using the path above. 75 runs, got it in about 60. The hardest shirt to farm is the lumberjack and workman shirts. There's no easy solution for this as it's a world BOE. Wow. That is going to be an expensive achievement. Oh boy. Completed 17th of the 8th, 24. Congrats, congrats. It was a 2.5 mil pattern when the achievement was introduced. Holy. Need 4 more patterns almost there. Wow, wow, wow. I've strongly considered the possibility that all of these profession achievements they added back in Dragonflight is a prime candidate for retrofitting some decor items to. It seems like a really obvious place for them to tag on some decor rewards. Because they added all of these profession achievements back in Dragonflight, and the reception to it was pretty meh. Some people chased them down, but in a lot of cases, much like that tailoring one, and like these, for example, fantastic figurines. Craft or repair each of these figurines below. This is another 70 to 150,000 gold flipping achievement, which for 5 points is just mental source. But it wouldn't surprise me if they tag on some cool and interesting decor items to these to make them more attractive players to chase after. Okay, well this dude has got plenty of cash to buy stuff then on this round. That's pretty spicy. Oh, you know what I probably didn't do is I probably didn't even get as far as opening the mailboxes on the other accounts, did I? No. We got mighty distracted by nearly 1 million gold sale. In fact, for the amount that I got, it probably was 1 million gold, wasn't it? Well, that's cool. Take one of those. Yo, can you imagine that I lost all of this to the mailbox monster, that sale included? Oof. This is why I'm not actively playing WoW much at the moment, but I still make sure I keep on top of this, because all of these items have significant value. And this is also one of the biggest reasons to why I never really suggest people post more than what their bags can hold. Is if you do ever take a bit of a break, you ever take a small vacation from WoW, the amount of stories out there of people losing millions of gold worth of stuff to the mailbox monsters, just gross. And I've probably fallen victim to it myself, but I haven't noticed or cared too much. Collector's Bounty not really interest you? Not hugely. I look at it from the perspective that I've played the game for 20 years anyway. Most of these mounts, if I was really interested in them, I'd have gone out and got them already. The fact that I've played the game for 20 years and still don't have mounts from Wrath of the Lich King kind of shows me that I don't really care about them that much. Yes, it would be nice to make the ATT number go 1% bigger, but am I going to dedicate an entire month to doing it? No, I'd rather go off and play some other games, you know. Frigid Frostling. I don't remember buying one of those recently, so that's probably something old. Well, as nice as it is to sell a rich purple silk shirt, it's going to make the rest of the stream feel pretty underwhelming, isn't it? I don't think we're going to top that today. Not unless we sell a flipping mechanic amount. But we've worked hard to get those mechanic amounts, so it feels like a just payout. An old tailoring recipe that was just gathering dust in a random guild bank is a lot cooler to sell, in my opinion. Oof! Lost 450 million worth of items to the mailbox. Boofy, boofy, boofy. What are you doing? That's an oof. That's a big oof. Doubt it'd take you that long. Got like 6 in a day, and that's just with one account. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. I kind of, in a way, I have a permanent 5% buff. You know, it's not exactly the case, but you know, when you have multiple accounts and when you have a near unlimited amount of alts. I'm at the point where I have so many characters across so many different realms on so many different accounts that if there is something in the game I want, I can just kind of brute force get it. Elemental Lariat excluded, obviously, because that thing is still a bane. It's still a thorn in my side. I'm waiting for somebody to accidentally list an Elemental Lariat for 75 gold. It'll happen at some point, trust me. It was when Season of Discovery first came out. I forgot about the items on retail. This is the biggest problem. This is the biggest problem because you never plan a vacation usually. It's like either something happens IRL that causes you to leave the game for more than 30 days, or what more than often happens is you get completely addicted to another game and just completely forget that 30 days isn't that long. And you can so easily lose stuff. So easily. Used to flip the lariats for 1 to 2 mil profits. Oh, I bet, yeah. Especially before war bans were a thing. There was a few people for sure that were sniping lariats at good prices and then paying the price to take them somewhere before selling them for like literally double the money. Anytime there's an item that's A, in demand, and B, super valuable, that kind of stuff happens. Shadowlands Legos was another example, where people would craft a bunch of Shadowlands Legos on a super high pop server where there was loads of mats and the prices were pretty cheap. And then they just ship that character off to a low population server where the mats were significantly more expensive and would just sell out at like what appeared to be like 50% crafting cost. People were making stupid money doing that. All for the cost of a character transfer, which is realistically like 1 token, along those lines. I mean, if you were crafting like 20 mil worth of 20 million gold worth of legendaries, spending 1 token's worth of gold, so like 250, 300,000 gold to ship that character to somewhere else, to then sell that 20 million gold worth of legendaries for 40 million. I mean, it was you were kind of there was almost no reason to not do it, you know. I didn't do too much of that. In fact, I didn't do any of that technically myself. But I was proactively selling legendaries by the end of the expansion on 3 servers. But the shenanigans around those things was just bonkers. Not anything that needs repeating. As kind of fun and as silly as it was at the time. Bring back Shadowlands. Donut, you crazy. I never want to see that again. Shadowlands is simultaneously the one expansion that I A, probably played the most, and B, feel as if I played the least. Because my bank character was online 12 hours a day. Yet, the amount of actual content I played was like nothing. I can barely remember the layout of even the zones. It was embarrassing. Ooh, what have we sold over here? Desecrated Soul Renders Slippers. I don't remember buying that, but did we? Have I bought any slippers recently? The fact that I don't remember buying them means that even if we did, they were cheap. Where did we buy them from? Cheeky little flip there. Cheeky little flip. Don't mind those if I do. 165 gold a piece. I bought 3 of them. Sell 1. What's the time frame between the 2 events? 20 days. Took me 3 weeks. Sell 1 for 50k. GG. This is why we do this. This is why we do this. Because when it works really nicely. My main got level 1 legendaries the whole expansion while selling max ranks to others. Yeah. Yeah, the amount of time I spent not playing Shadowlands was actually crazy. Shadowlands, though, was my, like... For me, even though I've done bigger and better numbers since, like, for me, streaming Shadowlands, making videos in Shadowlands was, like, probably my favorite time doing content creation. Because I kind of always felt, weirdly as it sounds, it kind of always felt like there was something to do or talk about. I still felt like I had plenty to share in Shadowlands. What's this? A goal making stream? Where's the fast cars and loose women? In the garage. Both of them. Started goal making watching you back in Shadowlands. Now I'm on near 350 million. You've far exceeded me. You've far exceeded me. That's pretty impressive though. The problem I have in this game is that I enjoy figuring out how to make a bunch of gold, but then when it comes to going out and actually doing it, I'm pretty bad at it. I don't have the grind gene. I enjoy the journey of figuring shit out and building something, but then running the operation, I get real bored real quick. And on top of that, I have quite a spending habit. On what, I don't know though. In fact, thinking about it, the amount of gold I've probably spent on recipes over the last couple of expansions is probably 20 to 30 mil. My addiction to buying recipes has been pretty bonkers. Or should I say leveling professions in general. They do say, though, you don't start making gold until you stop spending it. Welcome in, though, Marcus. I hope you're having a good weekend. Must admit, I love the Shadowlands shenanigans, even if the auction house PvP was brutal. Kind of felt like a factory. Yeah, it's one of the concepts that I really like talking about and sort of building on during Shadowlands was the scalability, scaling up, how you would go from like, how could you approach the Shadowlands legendary thing from like having 200,000 gold, like a token's worth of gold? How could you scale that up and how could you build to the point where you were eventually stocking and selling like 20 million gold worth of stuff a week, if not more? And then how do you go about repeating that process on other servers? Like the scalability, which is something I've always tried to, talk about a lot. It's kind of the reason I don't like farming, because you can't scale farming. You can do it more. You can do more farming, much like you can work for an hourly wage for more hours, but it doesn't scale particularly. I really, as much as I've always said, the Shadowlands legendary system, I never want to see it come back. The fact that there was all the pieces of the puzzle were there for you to go from nothing and grow to like a ridiculous amount. And those that really pushed and really ran with it finished the expansion like hundreds of millions gold richer than they started. But I mean, I guess the fact that that could even happen is one of the major reasons to why I don't really want to ever see it again, because it wasn't healthy for the game. It certainly was. I mean, it didn't promote best practices, 12 to 18 hours a day cancel scanning on the auction house is not healthy for anybody. It's not healthy for a bot, never mind healthy for a real person. I mean, that's... Especially since, for the most part, you didn't need to. This was the ridiculous thing. It was the illusion that you needed to cancel scan, which was the grossest thing. Because it wasn't a last in, first out system with them. So you were only doing it to keep your auction in the number 1 spot. But somebody could still come along and buy the number 2 spot. So it was like the actual advantage of doing it was very slim. But it felt mandatory when you often had so much gold on the line. Capped blacksmithing? Oh my god, I'm envious. I am miles away from capping blacksmithing, and at this pace I'll never do it. Envious. I'm a good 300 knowledge points away from finishing blacksmithing. I cannot see it happening, if I'm honest. Wonder how many tokens Blizzard sold to people so they could get their legendaries. Blizzard made so much money in Shadowlands, it was disgusting. So much money. Token sales were bananas. It was common practice especially on the smaller servers, to list your legendaries relative to the token value. So like when rank 5s and then rank 6s and rank 7s came out, the initial suggested posting price was whatever a token's worth of gold is. Now, I know I probably spearheaded that argument, but it's because it worked. And it was clear that people would buy a token to buy their legendary and then not think about it. This is why on rank 7 launch day, you could sell rank 7 base items for like 250,000 gold apiece. And you were doing it all day. All day. Probably the one day in WoW history I've made the most gold was rank 7 launch day. In fact, it's not even a maybe. It's absolutely categorically the one day in WoW history I've made more gold than any. I think it was something in the... I think I sold somewhere in the region of about 80 million gold in revenue in like 24 hours. Which is actually gross. Now, revenue, not profit, mind, but the profit on that was good. Missed that gravy train. Was so behind on Legos back then. It was as ridiculous as Glyphmus. In fact, it was significantly more ridiculous than Glyphmus. Glyphmus allowed people to... And maybe I should state for reference, Glyphmus was when they first introduced player power via the glyph system. And inscription, and it was just a bit silly. Oh, hang on. Wife's calling. Please hold. Wife's making some chicken salad. That'll do. Tasty dinner. Fortunately, it does have the word salad in it, but if you do it right, it's mostly chicken. Really should set up the mouse wheel macro, shouldn't I? What are you? Why are you not listing? Yo, quite a lot of pets on this realm actually that are not being posted. Might have to do a bit of a purge at some point soon. Put all of the stuff that doesn't list on the individual realms back in the warbank and let other realms have a go. Because an item in your bags never sells. Actually, these dudes have got Mechanicas. One of you. Breed. You. Not doing anything sat on these dudes. Right, few more dudes to go. I also don't think there's as much on these characters, because these characters had other jobs, such as being my prospectors or thaumaturgists and stuff. Are we at the point where thaumaturgy just prints money again? We must be, right? Material prices are slowly creeping. So thaumaturgy must be a little bit of a money printer again. I'm wondering if it's worth dropping 5 to 10 million mats. A rebuilt gorilla bot. I didn't even know you could sell those things. Well, we have. Yoink. Tiny shale spider. Holy. Sales a sale. App prices took a dump in the last 4 days? Oh, really? Is this in part... Are we talking current content mats? Current expansion mats, or just mats in general? I would imagine any material that drops in a raid right now is going to be pretty cheap. With everybody farming like their life depends on it. Welcome in though, Woo. Good to see you this afternoon. Bismuth leather notably went up in value, up in volume, sorry, and down in price. Yeah, clearly a lot of people out there. Treasure goblin killing and stuff, maybe as well. Maybe the influx of people in the Undermine. Don't know why it would cause leather to do silly things, though. But leather's been pretty pricey recently from minimal observations. Mats go to the guild bank, everything else just gets vended. So much old raid stuff. If you got space for it, there'll probably be some reason to have it. But over the years, I've slowly learned that the auction house is my unlimited storage, unlimited slot storage area. List it and or sell it on the auction house, and if you ever need it in the future, just buy it back again. You can remove nearly all inventory problems that way. Okay, there's the last few realms done. Yeah, loads of stuff starting to be sticky in the bags. We don't need sticky bags. We need empty bags. Got 4 guild banks, hoping to need them for decor. Still need the other 3 difficulties. Yeah, there's a couple of creators in the WoW creator Discord that have put forward to Blizzard that maybe they open up being able to run multiple difficulties on the legacy stuff, because the fact that there's still quite a lot of raids where you can either do normal or heroic within a lockout, for example, I imagine at the moment is more frustrating than it normally is. So the suggestion has been made to open that up. Whether Blizzard do anything about it, we'll have to see. Oh, these guys literally don't have anything. Literally nothing. These were clearly just buy realms at some point. But yes, it has been noted that potentially opening up all the difficulties, at least for legacy content, is would be a welcome change. It's kind of an unnecessary restriction these days. They changed Ulduar, so just change all of it. Oh, did they actually change Ulduar? Okay. I don't keep too much track of this sort of stuff because I'm not very actively farming those old zones, but I think it'd be good if, you know, soon as it's tagged as legacy, they just open it up, you know. So much more of this needs to happen. I think in the warband theory is a step in the right direction, but I still think they need to do more. But of course, hopefully time will fix these problems where they actually do more. If warbands are like more than just like a system in game and more of an actual sort of philosophy for Blizzard, if you know what I mean, if that is to end up actually being true, then hopefully we should start to slowly see. I mean, we kind of already are slowly seeing it, and it will take time for it to happen. But we would, you know, getting anything that's not the current expansion shouldn't be a task to do, shouldn't be a chore to do. You shouldn't have to do flipping intro quests, or, you know, you should just have slap a portal down in the main city to get to a zone, for example, once it's no longer the current content. Remove the friction, remove the barrier. Like, Shadowlands is a pain in the ass. Like, just let you be part of all 4 covenants at once, for Christ's sake, you know? Like, it's things like that, once it's old content, should just be made much more open. Right, last dudes. Let's get the last auctions done on these fellas. And then we might see whether we try and kill some rares, get this greedy goblin event out of the way, or whether we go do some collecting of stuff or what. Is Erenar still mandatory in Antorus? Absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea. Couldn't tell you. That's one of those things that I probably don't know the answer to, but somebody in chat probably will. Chat's far more clever than I am. Guild of Gold, welcome in. Good afternoon. Hope you're well. I strongly disagree with it. I believe the old content should not be touched. Let people experience the original experience, so to say, if they wish. Sadly, Blizzard already removes and oversimplifies many things every expansion and every major patch. I can definitely see reason to keep the experience the same, but there's a lot of stuff that is baked into this game that is deliberately designed to slow you down and keep you busy when it's current content. Stuff of that nature, I think, should just be stripped from the game once it's no longer the current content. But and I think more and more of that will be the way. I do still sort of truly think that you should see the content originally the first time you do it. But even that is kind of like, you know, do we really still need to be doing intro quest lines to unlock zones in, like, do we still need to do a full Najata quest line sort of thing? Like, do we need to do people really need to do that to go back to these old zones and just farm something out or whatever? And I don't know how much of it is already implemented, but I would guess that I still would imagine things like an intro quest line to a zone probably is character specific and not like warband wide. This is what that's the kind of stuff I think they should look at. But the reality is the time and effort it takes for them to look at it. It's a value proposition, isn't it? How many people are annoyed by it? Like, Shadowlands was completely busted at the beginning of the expansion. You couldn't even get into Shadowlands because you couldn't. Half the portals didn't work or something. I can't remember what the scenario was, but it's clear that when we move out of one zone being the current zone, moving into something new, they should, at that point, they should look at a zone and go, right, what should we change from this to make it easy to use in the future? Because a lot of stuff is mighty confusing to figure out how to do it these days. Something is coming. I don't care. What if we just kill all of the rares, then come back and kill all of the goblins?
Tourism's taking a big hit with all this violence.
Oh shit. I didn't mean to hop off me mount.
To show the cool side of Undermine, right?
This was meant to be my week to do chat lists as well. That never happened. This is such a dead shard. There's a flipping goblin spawning out of every rare. I can't believe dead shards exist with this goblin event on, to be honest. Or has everybody done it already? Was it a one-day thing for everybody? I mean, multi-boxing, it's got to be a one-day thing, full stop, surely, right? The amount of those boxes we're going to get. Now can I come back here and kill the goblin? Oh, okay. Does it seem to, like, despawn after a while? Oh, no. Goblin. Whoa! Is the nitro one spawned now? Oh, something's coming there. Goblin one's here. Bounce from goblin to goblin to goblin. This is this is gonna be completed so fast. I wonder how many minutes it's going to be before I basically ignore these treasure goblins. And they're actually going to end up being more of an inconvenience, I think, really fast, aren't they? Spamming my inventory with dumb shit that I don't want. Something's turning up here and all. At least these Hellstone shards just go straight to your inventory. Can I buy the sets, by the way, on just a single character? I'm going to assume I can because they're ensembles, aren't they? Ensembles. Treasure gobbo, treasure gobbo, treasure gobbo. Oh, there's a mount, isn't there? Icarus's Charger or something from these. A Tyrael's Charger reskin, isn't it? How do I get out the way? Stop running, stupid gobbo. Oh, 34 gold for every kill as well, by the way.
You just can't keep out of trouble. Do something about them, would you?
Okay. Let's assume that's that team done. 520 total. Yeah, we're going to have that in a matter of minutes. I'm not looting the mailboxes on these dudes, nor am I looting the mobs, but apparently the chests go to the mailbox on these dudes. So, like, I'll log on tomorrow, and all these dudes will just have, like, chests for days. Right. Quick bathroom break, back in 2. Okay, right, we got any rares up? Who we got? Tally. What? Okay, that's weird. Odd phasing going on there. No, Swigs is not. What? Okay. Really weird phasing going on. They better not have fucked with my phasing with this flipping event, you know. Oh shit, I've also just realised this is technically the second week to have completed my, oh, what do you call it? The Fragments quest. Hate taking time out of WoW. Genuinely hate taking time out of WoW.
Timeshare business could use a little publicity. Slap up some posters in Pleasant Heights so I can find some new marks. I mean, customers.
Oh, hang on. Wife's calling. Why can't I move? Recommend you do loot the mailboxes a little, otherwise they'll get clogged up with unique equipped bags that you get from the other guy. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Well, the reality is I'm probably not going to do much of this.
Do something about them, would you?
Now that I kind of know that we only need to kill some rares and this event will kind of accidentally complete itself, I can honestly say I'm in not that much of a rush to bother.
The Dark Fuse just can't keep out of trouble. Do something about them, would you?
Is it all the rares that can spawn a portal as well? Even the weeklies? Is this dude going to spawn a portal, for example? Oh no, he's got a 54-minute cooldown on it, so he already has, but... I mean, if all the rares spawn these flipping goblins, they're just going to get in the way soon, aren't they? Like, I think we'll very quickly get to the point where I just wish the goblin event would turn off. Nitro. Could do with Tally or any of the weeklies. More importantly, you could do with trading me your Mechanica. To be fair, it's a 36 slot bag, isn't it? 36 slot bags are useful. Oh, we've killed Swigs on this team. 36 slot bag for everybody wouldn't go amiss. I'm only going to bother trying to kill the hotel rares. Sets are quite nice. Got the Pally one, the Mage one. And then it was just CBA farming them. Yeah, I don't think this is well, my current gameplay loop in WoW anyway is basically going to mean that I'm going to passively accidentally complete this event. So there's no real, other than doing it now to get it done now, it doesn't feel like there's much real need to like focus on it. I think I'll probably do this for as long as it takes me to get the mount, because mount's cool. But I'm not too fussed about the rest of it, I don't think.
Taking a big hit with all this violence. Get some pics of celebs having a good time to show the cool side of Undermine, right?
The only thing that sort of concerned me about this event going into it was that the goblins might drop Mechanicas. But they don't, so panic over.
My timeshare business could use a little publicity. Slap up some posters in Pleasant Heights so I can find some new marks. I mean, customers. The dark views just can't keep out of trouble. Do something about them, would you?
Still one of the most annoying rares in this zone. Still to this day, frequently kills my pet. Just use a turtle or something. But I spent flipping 500,000 gold on these stupid peacocks, so I kind of feel like I should use them at least for this match. That's what I mean when I say I have a bad spending habit in this game, actually. Wasting 500,000 gold on a peacock pet? What am I doing? Oh, you can even see the goblins on the minimap. Apparently. Assuming it's here. Yeah. Okay. Flipping goblins everywhere. More goblins that I know what to do with. Come this way. More goblins over here. Oh, cow level. Moo. Get mooed on. But the cow level does not exist, boys and girls. Remember that. Okay. Is that all the gobbos down? Assume that's everybody down. Missing a Swigs kill on this team. Bonus Swigs kill? One game. Bonus Swigs kill. No Swigs kill. Log out. You get loads of Valor Stones from the event just in case you need gear. You can buy 636 gear boxes with those. Where's the 636 gear boxes for Valor Stones? Because these dudes are going to end up with a lot of Valor Stones. Where is this wizardry? I'm not getting Valor Stones. Is that because I'm capped on Valor Stones? Capped on Valor Stones. Can I not upgrade anything? I am missing Gilded still. Can't be bothered. Agmara in Dornogal. Let me go find who this person is.
Undermine has no business looking like this. Clear out these trash rats and their litterlings.
Does it create 636 Warbound stuff? Or is it bind on pickup? Am I assuming it's in here? No. Neither are you. Is it a delve thing? Who's this Agmira person? Please hold. $350 Valor Stones. Where are you? There.
My directive is to serve you.
Oh wait, these bind to Warbound. Oh wow. Oh okay. Oh well, that's a game changer. How many can you buy with a full stack of Valor Stones? $250 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Return and peruse my inventory again.
Well, that's a game changer.
I have an extended supply of goods for Outlanders.
Oh, wait, Warbound, but they can't go in the war. Oh, okay. Putting them in there makes them non-refundable. They can still go in there. Okay. That could very easily end up being a way of getting a lot of these dudes geared up. Not that they need to be geared up, but the fact that they've got so many empty holes on most of them. Okay, well that's kind of handy to know.
Your patronage.
RNG slots, though, very frustrating. Yeah, that's going to be annoying for sure. But considering I've still got characters that are missing like items in 50% of the slots, I'm sure I'll beat the RNG odds a little bit. I haven't done my weekly stuff. Go get me quests.
I've been expecting you. Ancestors watch over you.
It's gigafast. Each goblin gives around 50 Valor Stones. Well, they come from the Helmcaller chests, right? And I'm getting 5 of those per goblin kill. Might be a different tune when you open 5 sets of boots in a row. Well, yeah, maybe. I got no other use for the Valor Stones, so I guess it's yeah, 46 Valor Stones per box. Let's call it 50 for the ease of maths. 250 Valor Stones a goblin right now. 250 Valor Stones a goblin. So a piece of 636 gear for every goblin we kill. Sure. Not exactly, but you know, roughly. Wow, the only one that makes any money is the one that doesn't reward knowledge points. The rest of the ones that do provide knowledge points, stupid expensive. This is why I hate patron orders. Well, no, that's a lie. I don't hate patron orders. I hate the fact that the catch-up system is stupidly tied to in the way that it is. I think it could do with a lot of improving. Leatherworking done quickly. I'm going to get my leatherworking orders done, and then I'm going to very quickly run to the kitchen, grab some chicken salads. Hello? What's all this business? Languished leather. I don't have those recipes. I'm not doing these for oh, well, maybe I will do these for 5 gold apiece. The basis that you provided. You 3 maps. No resourcefulness proc. No resourcefulness proc. No resourcefulness proc. Never lucky. Public work orders, though. Oof. I thought they were a dying breed. Can it be that you don't have tier 3 craft? Shameful. Yeah, why do you think I'm still doing the patron orders? I am big slacker when it comes to the knowledge points. My entire 50% of my leatherworking tree is still not full. Oh, you mean you mean tier 3 is in the Knack stuff? Yeah, I haven't got those either. I didn't run Knacks all that much. Mostly because I wasn't willing to multi-box it. It'd have been a different story if I'd multi-boxed it, obviously.
How may I aid you? Walk with the Earth Mother.
Much like I wouldn't be farming Mechanicas if I was only doing it on a single account. Wait, did I not do the leatherworking orders? Did I buy the materials, loot the materials, and then not do the orders? Clearly out of practice. What a donut. You gotta have the tier 3 set to be able to make it. Yeah, I know. I never bothered unlocking most of it. Is it worth unlocking the Nax grind this late? Been considering it. I mean, the Lamented Crusader pieces still seem to have a region average of about 80 to 100k a piece. I can't remember off the top of my head the maths that goes behind getting one of them, but I would still say it's relatively lucrative. That said, if you can do the Nax farm, though, you should probably just do the Undermine Mechanica farm instead. Whereas technically you can scale the Nax farm much further than just 5 accounts. But yeah, I've still got this entire side of the tree to finish. Is it 20 points per node? 20, 40, 60, 80, 160 points. I'm 150 points away from completing leatherworking. God, that's going to be a chore. 20, 40, 60, 120 points away from finishing jewel crafting. I've got 29, so what's that? 91 knowledge points needed in jewel crafting still. Yeah, it's just not happening, is it? We'll chip away at it slowly. The completionist in me will want to get it done, but reality is I'm big slacker. Right, next team in the Undermine, then let's kill a few more rares. So then tomorrow or the day after, or at some point in the future, we can open some more goblin chests. Before I do it though, I'm going to go quickly. Give me 2 minutes, boys. It might be a little bit more than 2 minutes. It might be 5 minutes. I'm going to go grab me some chicken salad from the kitchen. I'll be back in 2. You know the character you're running battle for Doazalor Elefar on is badly geared when you get an upgrade? Oh no. Oh dear, that's tragic. Though, that said, these dudes are all probably in that category. This is my point when I say that some random RNG 636s would probably... I mean, I'd almost never fail for the first 5 boxes to be a winner, you know, per toon. And these, trust me when I say these are some of my better geared characters. To be, for the item level to begin with a 4, I mean, for the item level to be 3 figures is impressive. Some of these toons. Right, where's me? Put you up for a minute because you lot are perverts. While I eat some food, kill some more rares. I'm running out of real estate on my desk. Put you guys over to the south, over to the side. Right, we got any rares up? Whack. Covering my rare list.
Undermine has no business looking like this. Clear out these trash rats and their litterlings.
I bound my one button, my mouse wheel, which sounded like an ingenious idea. Until I suddenly realised that's my right hand, which is also the hand that I eat food with. I still can't easily do both at the same time. Ali's dead. Nitro also dead. What is this?
My timeshare business could use a little publicity. Slap up some posters
Oh,
in
Jesus.
Pleasant Heights so I can find some new marks. I mean, customers.
Not how that's meant to work. The joy of being a lefty with a right hand mouse. I always wondered that, you know. That is it, to a degree, as far as mouse and keyboard is concerned, something that you're just taught? You know, if when you first try and use a computer, you know, when you first try and use a computer as a kid, the mouse goes in the right hand and the keyboard goes in the left hand. Even if you write with your right hand and play football with your right foot or whatever, is it partly just what you learn? I don't know.
How you doing, pal?
They forgot to give us heirloom upgrades for 80s. That would have got the job done on those. Well, yeah, true. I think that they might come in 10.2. Sorry, 11.2. But it'll also probably be a little bit too much too late by that point, you know. I don't know. I kind of hope they phase out heirlooms, if I'm honest. Just get rid of them at this point. They're kind of useless. Other than just, like, easy item level stat sticks. They should be cheaper, though. Heirlooms are mad expensive. Oh, I've already tagged it. Whatever.
The dark fuse just can't keep out of trouble.
I'm actually kind of not sure I can be bothered to kill these rares, to be honest. Obviously the mechanic is cool and all, but we might try our hand at a few mounts.
Know how to stay out of trouble. They do now. Thanks, Jen.
Now, arguably, the smart thing to do would be to run my Demon Hunter through everything. Because most of the content's considered legacy. He's hella quick. And he's just as eligible for loot as anybody else. Now, the question becomes, does my Demon Hunter account have game time? No! Bang goes that idea then. Not putting a month of game time on that account just to maybe run a few mount runs. So, the second best option would be to run every option once on a speed druid. Then again, I guess you end up spending significant time getting from dungeon to raid to dungeon to raid, A to B to A to B, don't you? I just want to sort of take the opportunity to showcase a bit of streamer luck, you know? Great picture of you. You look happy with your food. Thanks. I mean, the actual food ain't bad either, to be honest. Focus. Get off my forehead. Focus. Focus. Come on, you have €1,000 camera. Focus. Fucking idiot thing. Right, well, I didn't want to focus. Boom, there we go. Chicken salad. Maybe with a little bit too much Thousand Island on it, but all the same. Just ordered Mackey's, putting me to shame. Well, if it's any consolation, I'm drinking beer with it. +1, -1. Got here then. Tally, Slugger. Annoyingly, there's part of me that thinks that it wouldn't be a terrible idea to finish off the flipping dastardly duos and the vision stuff. But but I'm still partly in protest with those pieces of content over the annoying time gating. But you know they're going to be on the flipping end of expansion meta. There's a realistic chance if you leave the Dastardly for the last day, you'll just get fucked by RNG and not finish the upgrade achieve. I mean, there's a much greater chance that I just don't even bother to begin with. Seriously strong consideration to not bothering at all. As I tend not to believe my protest against this kind of content is that effective if I just wait until it's nearly finished and then do it all anyway. I can't argue there is a slight whiff of hypocrisy in that.
My timeshare business could use a little publicity. Slap up some posters in Pleasant Heights so I can find some new marks. I mean, customers.
Got Gmod lockout if you want to farm that one. Took me 65 runs this week, but you got it. Oh. Well, I reckon my streamer luck can get most mounts in about 20. I reckon. Oh, we need to pick carefully. We need to be careful which one we go for. Otherwise, we'll cash in our streamer luck on something that doesn't matter. Yeah, I think when it comes to these goblins as well, I'm not even going to bother with them, to be fair, unless they just happen to be right under my nose. I genuinely don't think I can be bothered with them. But I tend to believe that I'll accidentally passively kill enough of them to get everything anyway. This one is just about to spawn anyway. Or either the game's not running particularly well at the best of times anyway, or I haven't really noticed a huge lag spike when these goblins spawn. Which is better than Blizzard usually do. They credit where credit's due. I mean, to be fair, day one it might have been pretty chaos. There's 3 gobos. I don't know where the other one's gone. One, two. Where did the third one go? Something over here. I'm guessing over here. Okay. Day 1, it was similar to a world boss pull. Oh, okay. I'm glad I missed that then. It's going to be so funny next patch when these rares just practically get one shot. Because right now, they're already dying like super fast. Give me an extra 50 item levels, it's going to get a bit crazy. Okay, that's that team done. I might only do the one next team. Then we might go farm some rares. Spent the last 2 months killing rares in the Undermine. Farm some mounts instead. I've nearly finished my food, by the way. I'm spending too much time talking, though. Not for any more. Tally on this realm, apparently. Surely not. Surely not. Dead as a dodo. Can't be bothered to go farm the weeklies. Whack.
My timeshare business could use a little publicity. Slap up some posters in Pleasant Heights so I can find some new marks. I mean,
Definite fatigue kicking in for me, though, when it comes to killing the Undermine rares. And this goes to show that, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't really matter how much gold you make by doing an activity. As soon as it gets overly monotonous, I just don't want to do it. Undermine rares are getting to that point. Even though every Mechanica is still worth like 50k. Nothing else is spawning by the looks of things. Welcome in, Telomere, by the way. Welcome, welcome. How much gold are you making? How often are things selling? They're selling faster than I can farm them. Even when I'm pretty optimal, I'm only getting about 65 Mechanicas a week. And I am literally selling those as fast as I farm them. I got to the point where I was able to keep one of everything on the auction house, which is 113 Mechanicas worth of stock. But in the last couple of weeks, with not farming them as aggressively, I'm struggling to keep one of everything on the auction house. Each Mechanica still has a value, a sale value, that is, not like a fake market value, but like an actual sales value of 45,000 gold still on the EU. And I don't really sell mine for less than like sale average. So if the regional sale average is 45, I'm probably willing to take like 40 for each Mechanica I farm right now. And I'm still selling them faster than I can farm them at that price. So the gold is still really good. The gold is still there. It's just, well, I've done it a long time already now. Those few days I was going really hard. I was getting around 35 average daily. Well, yeah, I should point out that that 65 a week is with not really spending more than about an hour to maybe 2 a day on doing it. If I was to, you know, try and actually kill every rare on every character I have, I could definitely up those numbers. I could probably get 3 figures a week if I really wanted to. The point is I'd then have to spend 4 or 5 hours a day doing it. Time is money, friend. Right, food is done. I knew I wouldn't be consistent with the rares, so I never committed to it. Well, all I know is that it's really good practice and probably a really good system to have set up. Because unless something changes, it historically will be hyper annoying. And that means that forever and a day, it will be valuable to do. Now, when the content ceases to be current content, your sales will slow down. But realistically, there's 80 plus servers in the EU. Like, if you're not in desperate need for the gold, it doesn't really matter how slow they sell. And actually, with the big boy farmers out there getting considerably bored doing it, what you'll actually probably find, and this is something I suspected from the word go, is that the price of the pets and the mounts will actually slowly rise. But I reckon right now, they're probably the cheapest they will almost ever be. Because the reality is that nobody is going to accidentally come across 25 Mechanicas in the future. That's not an accident that happens. So, you know, even the BFA mounts, even the world drop BFA mounts, or the zone drop BFA mounts, you know, there is some element of people accidentally getting one of those whilst leveling in that zone. nobody's going to accidentally get 25 Mechanica. It's not possible. Meaning that in the future, the only mounts that exist will exist because somebody proactively tried to farm the Mechanicas to build one. And that will set them at a very high valuation going forward. Finding these rares is a pain in the ass right now. Should we just, should we try and hunt down some mounts to kill? Should we try our transmog luck? We do some runs of some... We do some runs of some other places. Now, this legacy content, we can't really multi-box it. We can't really multi-box it since it's legacy loot. Which means if you take 5 people into a raid, the loot gets split between all 5 of them. So it's no greater advantage to do it on 5 than it is to do it on just a single one, right? But what we can do is we can queue them up at least. We can get 5 dudes to the Dell, or to the dungeon, or to the raid. You can auto run in 2 split raids. I don't know what you mean. I mean, I suppose I can sort of speed up the runs a little bit, maybe. All the mounts are personal loot? I don't think the mounts are personal loot. I think they're on the legacy loot tables. Which would... Yeah, which would mean that there's no advantage to taking more than a single character in at a time, as long as you can solo it. In fact, you work against yourself by taking more characters in. Because then you get less potential lockouts. For starters, let's have a little looky at what we might want. Where was that? There are mounts that are personal loot, like Jaina mount. So how do you know if it's a personal loot mount or not then? You can ID share to make 4 runs faster. So what are we saying? Run through it one. What? Okay, how do we do this then? Run through on 1. Hang on, let's just figure out what the hell it is I'm looking for here. So let's go with... Let's have a look. Where's the events? Where's it gone? Collector's Bounty. What do we want? What do we want? Get to the Lich King, and then before you kill it, share the ID to everybody. Okay. So that your other characters don't have to kill the previous bosses and then can use skips. So... this is completionism.net. It was highlighted on Wowhead the other day and is kind of quite cool. Kind kind of quite cool. I know there's weak auras and add-ons and all sorts of stuff popping about for this right now, but this one looked quite cool. Yeah, pretty much since Warlords of Draenor, I've basically not got any of them. Basically not got any of them. We'll start with Gmod. Gmod's a cool mount. We like Gmod. He's very cool. So, I want to test something as well quickly. Probably because it's got dots in it, isn't it? Yeah, thought so. Wanted to see if Zygote does have these.
Tourism's taking a big hit with all this violence. Get some pics of celebs having a good...
Zygote has the raid mounts, but not the mounts specifically. Okay. Well, at least, if nothing else, take me to the raids. Portal room in Zuldazar. After that, I can't remember. Raiders up here. I started with the ones I really want. Not that I will get them, because Dragon Soul is horrible. Aquatic Wake is annoying. Well, my perspective on this is I don't really care that much for any of them. I just kind of want to have a little look, have a little poke about, see if there's any cheese that we can do with having so many characters these days. Taking another toon up with me would have probably been the first smart play since Portal Stones. Meeting stones being a thing. Let me log these dudes out. Gmod is a personal push loot mount. It gets pushed to your inventory, so if you use multiple accounts per run, those are all unique drop chances. Oh, okay. That's interesting. So I can, in theory, then take a full team through in one go. You'd also get Gmod from J, not on LFR, by the way. Just do the last wing. We do well, it's a silly question. Of course we can do BFA LFR now. Where's the vendor? Where's the NPC for that? I don't think. The problem is BFA is an expansion. I did it almost entirely from an alliance perspective, meaning I'm rusty AF at knowing all the horde locations for stuff. In the main pyramid building? Okay. Yeah, Manual's offering the lockout already. For starters, thank you, but for now I'm going to decline just because I want to figure some of this out for myself. Then there's plenty of time in the future for cheese mechanics once I've figured out exactly how I get it all to work. What's the odds somebody will click my portal here? They have to be in the same party for it to work. Probably have to be in the same party, don't they? Where are we going from here? Where did we go? Zoldazar. I just keep doing the full raid since the mug drops have double chance also. Well, that's true. Not a terrible idea. Maybe do that as well. Oh, no, that's the Jade Forest. Wrong one. Get the right portals. Did you ever download the Collector's Bounty Helper add-on to keep outstanding runs that you need per character in check? No. No, I didn't. I'm not at this moment really thinking I'm going to bother installing specific add-ons and stuff for it. Truth be told, I'm probably not going to do this very seriously at all. I'm just sort of tinkering and playing on a Sunday afternoon. The likelihood is that after today I might not bother. I'm really not taking this very seriously at all. But it might be helpful. It might be helpful for others at least. Yeah, I can't really imagine I'm going to do this very seriously. I'm going to recharge for 11.2. Well, yeah, I played GTA 5. I did a full story playthrough GTA 5 last week. I'm kind of at the fun part with GTA 5 now, where I've completed the main story. I've got over $1 billion on every character. So I can go out and buy all of the buildings and play with all of the fun stuff for a little while. Before I potentially look at tinkering with the online mode. So we need to do this on heroic, mythic, whatever. Convert to raid. Convert to raid. Mythic. No, raid difficulty. Mythic. Mythic 25, right? Hello? Do these accounts not want to load? These not want to play game? Thinking about it very slowly, mind. Okay. Oh, you don't have a follow button. You don't have a... Why do some of you have follow buttons and some of you don't? Probably because you're mounted.
Alliance forces have come ashore in the harbor. They are spreading throughout Thusday like a plague.
We must reach the pyramid before daytime. My father is defending it with only a handful of guards.
We're gonna be doing everything we can.
Who's on the mount?
Gonna start.
Whichever one of you is on the mount, get off the mount. Why can't I see which one of them's on a mount? Hello? Okay. I have no idea where I'm going in here, by the way. This could be an absolute shit show.
You can, Lord. The Alliance holds this city. For the Alliance!
No smoldering dwarf will prevent us from reaching the king.
Light, guide me. Oh.
Loot up. How do we get through here? Cutscenes. I also am pretty convinced I probably haven't done this from a horde perspective, maybe even ever. When I think about it. 26%. Ooh boy. Okay, where are we going? Through here? Oh, where are we going? How do we get through here? None of you want to say hello?
The city surges with Bwansamdi's power. My father would not invoke this ritual unless the odds were dire.
I think it's because there's so many people leaving and entering instances. I've had instance not found a few times on my runs. That's actually quite funny, you know. That goes to show that there's an awful lot of people interested right now. Not that the Blizzard instance services are particularly great at the best of times, but... Where are we going? This way, I guess.
What in the name of the Lord be that thing?
That is a monkey.
This primitive pyramid is now Alliance property. To demonstrate our capabilities, we prepared a little, or shall I say, big surprise for you.
Let's make sure everybody's still following.
Champions, deal with that overgrown distraction. Rokan, with me. We must hold this ground.
You can tame Gronk? Can you really? No. I mean, he is classed as a beast. I guess you can. Quite funny. Down he goes. Dead.
What we got here now?
Nobody get any loot?
This big fella look like him could be useful, eh?
Is it possible for nobody to... Oh, he's not dead yet.
Don't you be lazy now, ape man. Get up. Show them invaders them shouldn't be messing with old boy and Samdi. The lower of death be
We're doing this on what?
mighty.
Mythic. See how many times we make all the things do dings.
Halt! You will come no further.
Proud Mo. Oh, I am going to enjoy seeing you fall.
Why, Blightcaller, I don't believe you've ever received a proper burial. I'd say you're long overdue.
Champions, find a way around her damned ice walls. Or through them.
Oh shit.
This ends here!
Stop rooting me. Maybe don't stand in the blizzard, but yeah. I'm not here to learn the mechanics, I'm here to kill. BFA mog farming is lots of raw gold. Is it really? I would imagine it's probably just vendor trash, I imagine, is pretty ridiculous. Thinking about it.
For the Alliance!
Is this the way we're meant to go? Really can't remember this raid.
This ends here! I hope you don't mind the cold. I will freeze you where you stand!
Troops, get down there! Hold off the horde advance!
Right, who's this
Don't be
then?
letting them stop you now, heroes!
I Tinker Mechatalk is who we need to kill for the rare. Who are these guys? Who are these considered to be? I don't know, let's just kill him.
Your advance ends here, horde filth! You will answer for your crimes against Colterus!
Some Flame Fist dude and some other dude.
Demons of the Legion.
We've killed
Motley
Gronk.
crew of troll sympathizers poses little. You face a drop.
Together, we will show you
The elements will.
there will be nothing left of you!
Your
Jade Fire Masters.
Forms!
Who do we need for Jade Fire Masters? Lots of goodies. Oh my lord, the inventory management of this this alone is already scaring me. Shift click to refresh actions. Done refreshing. Nothing changed. Hey, ATT doesn't seem to want to do its thing. Sure. I guess we go up the stairs. Use Aardvark. It's an auto-destroy cell that has global lists with raids and dungeons. What is it I'm using right now? I'm using Scrap, of which some stuff is being tagged automatically. Oh, that's not how it's meant to look. I think I have it auto set so that anything that's soulbound below a certain item level gets insta tagged as scrap, which should kind of fix that problem. All this stuff should be insta tagged, but I wonder if it's because of the eligible to loot, eligible to trade thing. What's my scrap settings? Where's scrap on this list? If enabled, scrap will sell any soulbound equipment which has a much lower value than the one you are wearing. Yes. This should mean once it's soulbound, it should auto start tagging all of this. Which it looks like it has not done. It's a good start. Would it change after a reload? Why are we multi-boxing this? Well, apparently Gmod is... what was the phrase somebody used? Basically, Gmod goes straight to your inventory, so you can run multiple tunes through at the same time. It's not true to say for all of the mounts, but just Gmod. These should have, in theory, been automatically tagged with scrap. I wonder if it's because they can still be traded. Yeah, pushed personal loot. That was the push loot. Yeah, that was the phrase. I'll worry about inventory management after. I don't know where we're going. I'm guessing we go in here. Dunjade Fire Masters. Who are you? Rasta Khan. So in theory, you can get more than one Gmod. Well, yeah, if you got really lucky, you get it to drop twice. Gmod and the 9 mounts it should work with during this event. Yes. Yeah, not all of them can be done this way, but... Oh, we've left one behind. What a donut. Quick, play catch up. God bless for actual properly set up keybinds on these tunes. I think I'm only using add-ons like Rarity as well on my main account, so all the numbers are going to be a little bit scuffed.
Oh, no.
You.
I'm not going to really bother tracking too much.
I will tell you everything I know. It began when the Alliance reached the pyramid.
Come follow.
Someone call for an airstrike?
Our incursion point is up ahead. Clear a path to the waterfall.
Actually, I've just realised I should probably set this up. All these dudes now before I forget. Because it might only be on newly looted stuff, it auto tags it. Could be why it didn't work for the last boss. Everybody keeping up. Everybody's keeping up.
Breach successful! I'll stay out here and keep the skies clear.
The Tsar Allah has stood for thousands of years. The Alliance blew a hole in the side of the pyramid and plundered our ancient treasures.
Go in here. Guess this is the way we go.
We did not know it, but those Alliance spies must have snuck into the temple before. But we, Zandalari...
Ah, opulence.
We've already scouted these halls and disarmed the Zand...
Ran too far away. Yeah, the walking gold dude. Largio 1.0. You could have just ran one character to Mecha Talk on the normal or heroic and then shared the lockout to the rest. Yeah, I'm very aware I am not doing this in an optimal way. This is not a showcase of optimal. This is me just kind of just tinkering, playing. I know there's a bunch of shenanigans and tricks with shared lockouts and stuff like that, but I'm merely playing right now.
It would be wise to set some traps to cover our flank. Keep going. I'll catch up.
The Soulless Alliance desecrated our holy place. They scoffed at the Loa. All they wanted was blood and gold.
Are you still following? Oh my god, Deep Sea Satin. I never want to see BFA Cloth again, to be honest. BFA Cloth and the flipping Scrapper, my lord. I'm not sure what was worse, that or Shadowlands Legendaries. Just leave on one character before you kill Mecha Talk. Okay. So if I leave on my main character before we kill Mechatork, that then means that I can kill on the 4 bonus dudes. Then what? Bring 4 more bonus dudes in? Oh, it doesn't work on Mythic? Oh, okay.
Let's make sweet, sweet profit together.
So this isn't going to be a showcase of expertise here. This is me just playing. Gonk and Paku.
You cannot stand against the law.
Yo, save you with the 43 months. Thank you very much. Welcome in, welcome in.
How can this storm
My alerts didn't go off in my ears again. Not quite sure why that's either happening or not happening. This way? Does this place have separate lockouts though? Can you only do it once per... Well, obviously you can only do it once per week, but can you... If you do it on Mythic, can you still do it on the others? Oh, it's an elevator. Whoops. I literally can't do 2 things at once. So you can actually run the raid 3 times. Separate lockouts, okay. I wish they'd unify these rules, you know. I know over the years they've changed them and whatever, but I wish they'd like retrofit them so it's just all the same rules. Oh, technically 4 times because of LFR as well, yeah.
The throne room lies ahead.
We have struck a decisive blow against the Zandalari.
Oh well, we might get some mogs and stuff out of this if nothing else. Separate lockouts since the Mythic raids, so Siege of Orgrimmar and Firelands because of time walking. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, this just goes to show my novice nature when it comes to farming this old stuff. I've done so little farming over the years of this past expansion stuff. It's almost embarrassing. For somebody that's played the game for 20 years, I've done so little of this content.
Like hungry
I probably, at best, did these raids. At best, did the raids for on LFR, maybe.
Our noble king defied them to the very end.
No, there's a skip from the beginning to Jaina. Yeah, we were focusing on getting Gmod because I can multi-box Gmod. It's an easy one to start with. Well, easy. Technically, if it's a 5% drop chance, it's 25% per team. We've got a 1 in 4 chance of getting it.
Over to you. The Zandalari built an empire that would endure for over 10
And you know, streamer privilege means that 1 in 4 becomes basically 1 in 2.
ancestors scaffold in the dead.
Streamer luck kicks in.
Conquered this world. We brought it glory. You are nothing. Merely the latest in a long line of savages seeking to undermine our greatness. No, I will not surrender. Because no matter what
Doctor shared 3 x-rays of 3 different angles with heat maps on how the radiation's hitting my body and how it's all concentrated on Lumpy. Pretty cool to see.
you are so eager to meet Bonsamdi, then
I wouldn't know what I'm looking at. I'm sure it's kind of cool in a weird kind of cool way.
So be it.
I don't understand your math. It's always 50-50. It drops so it doesn't. True. Very true. Why doesn't nothing happen? Do I have to speak to somebody, or is this just... Oh, there we go. Ass flipping wait.
alone in Vedas. You stand before the finest defenders of Zuldazar.
The defenders of Zuldazar.
My loyal subjects, Bonsamdi, the alliance in Vedas have struck such strength. And no, what should be reason? This darkness threatens to consume my soul. I must. This power, this death, it is a curse.
We've only got one of the Mog options from this dude, apparently.
Daughter.
The flipping cutscene doesn't play until the window gets focused, which is weird. Vestments of the Afterlife, 1 piece of Mog. 2, 3 pieces of Mog. Another 2. Another 1. After the boss dies, take the left door. Left and down again. Well, that's not a door, so... this way, I guess. Left, left, and down. Hop on you, I guess. Right, who we got next? Oh, okay, next we got Mecha Talk. Right, this is the boss where we get the mount, boys and girls. Are you ready? You ready for this? You ready for some streamer luck? It's gonna happen.
Not so fast. Hi.
We shall beat the odds.
Your band of murderers ain't going anywhere. Still can't forgive what they did to my beautiful money golem.
You plan
I hope you get it before I get Moonron.
piece of junk you call a flight suit? Were you planning to sparkle?
This wasn't really the most logical place to start, but
You think you're better than me?
hopefully it's worth.
Tinkerboy.
949k giveaway after Gmod drops.
You
What makes you think I've got 949,000 gold? Mythic Mecha Talk. First time. First time. Doesn't actually show us a loot drop on him. Oh, apparently Gmod attempts 17 according to my rarity scanner.
How could you let that pipsqueak get away?
Am I right to assume that nobody got it? Ah, this game's rigged. Dead game. Well. Is it feasible to continue on and do Jaina, out of curiosity, in this fashion with 5 dudes? Well, they're all going to have the same mythic lockout now anyway, aren't they? So... yeah, keep going. That was mostly my question. But is it worth keeping going now?
Hold this ground, 7th Legion. We need to get our ship.
I assume it's this way some way as well.
Leaving so soon, Shaw? Oh, what a pity. I've got an arrow.
You'll need to do Jaina to get the skip if you want easy mode later. At worst, the 4 guys will die at the ship.
This war ends, I promise you.
There's a good chance they'll die before that.
Give no quarter.
I need this blockade broken and these docks secured.
You should have never challenged the might of Kultiris, horde scum!
We're not here to taunt them. Focus.
To be honest, I think one of the main reasons why I've not bothered to farm too many of these mounts in the past is quite simply from just how long it takes to get like 1 chance. Minus having full speed sets, it's like, I mean, if you're genuinely looking for time sync, then sure, you do you, but I tend to think, like, from a goal-making perspective, time spent doing something like this is time that could be spent doing something goal-making-y. Really? Is how I've always kind of looked at it. Whereas if you don't care too much about goal-making and you are genuinely looking for something to kill time, then mount farming is clearly a very good way to kill time. But is maybe why it's never really super duper grabbed my attention. Will be interesting to see if they repeat the event at some point. Some people have already said that it's going to be a feels bad when the event disappears, that your drop chance will go back to being terrible. But I think that perspective is only really coming from people that just want their ATT number to go up by 1, their mount collection number to go up by 1, and they're not really overly invested in each of the mounts individually anyway. And I think those characters kind of... I think if they think rationally for more than 2 seconds, they understand that they've kind of made their own bed with that. How do we... what? What's going on here? What up, doggo? Oh, it's doggo dinner time too, isn't it? Of course. I'm a bad human. I am 25 minutes late on the doggo dinner. Click a button. Click a button, click a button, click a button. Button? Boom. Getting achievements out of it, though. So, if nothing else, it's worth summing to me.
Helm! Bring us.
Captain, take these hordes champions and pursue the murderers.
Do we get on the boat
Bring
now?
me the head of
On the
Jaina
boat.
Proudmoore.
It will be so, Princess. Heroes, come aboard.
Well, the doggos also didn't have a very early breakfast. Because it's a Sunday. Get a bit lazy on a Sunday. I'm 25 minutes late on their dinner. It's not the end.
Talk to me.
I tried desperately not to have too much of a strict feeding routine with the dogs anyway.
Okay.
Otherwise, they just become a pain in the ass. Right. Get in my bags. Are we ready? Stream of luck. When something happens. Here we go.
All hands on deck. Time to make the daughter of the sea pay for trespassing in
Hands on
our
decks.
waters.
Consider this your only warning. Turn your vessel back to port.
There's nobody to kill. What are we doing? Shoot shit?
If you know so much about me, Captain, then you would have been wise to run while you still had the chance.
You will pay for your crimes.
The tide rises.
Ha! Hard vessels on the horizon. You have nowhere left to run, Ice Witch.
You really think I've been running, Captain?
Impossible!
It's the bit where you're meant to run through the fog. Is it? Are you meant to hop down? Shit, I can't remember what you meant to do. You meant to hop down here? Oh, I'm going. Avoid swirly. Avoid swirly. Everybody avoiding swirlies. Avoid swirlies, avoid swirlies. I had no idea what we're doing. Avoid swirlies. Interrupt. It's got to be an interrupt, surely. There we go. Oh, there's multiple of them. Shit. Just kill shit. I don't know what I'm doing. There you are. Oh, that's what we're doing. Nice. Peak PvE gaming, Mr. Man. Oh, hey, look. Hey, we have our specialities here.
Proudmoore managed to escape with her wretched life. The war chief will not be pleased.
We have our specialities. Running raids is not one of them. Looting mounts, though. Come on, Glacial Tidestorm. Rigged. Actually rigged game. Get me out of here.
Get moving.
Right, never lucky. Stupid game. Has my little scrap add-on decided to work? That's the question. Is it automatically tagging low-level shit? It's not, is it? Now I wonder if it's just because of the trade window. I'm gonna see what happens when I next log into these dudes and see if it's the trade window. 3 hour, 36-minute trade window, which is why it's not automatically being tagged as scrap. Or what if we do a reload? No, I'm gonna probably call it here for now. I'm gonna go feed the dogs and chill with Mrs. Manthius for the evening. I just wanted to poke around in here for a little while, see what's what, see if we could figure some stuff out. Namely, decide whether it's something I want to try and blast a little bit of over the next few days. The since I'm in summer holiday mode at the moment, streams are a little bit going to be periodic and all over the place. It's probably only going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday streams. There's a chance we are going to go to our summer place on Thursday for a few days for a long weekend. I might try and round off GTA 5 in the next couple of days, I think, probably. Completed the story. We've got loads of cash monies on each of the dudes, so we can have a bit of a play with all of the unlocking all the businesses and alright, show off with your flipping I knew there was going to be people rocking around with their glacial tide storms. Yeah, we'll probably finish off a bit of GTA 5 over the next couple of days. We'll see. I'm also not guaranteeing that the streams will exactly start at normal time and finish at normal time either. I'm just kind of I'm sitting down playing games and throwing the stream up when I have some time this month. But all that said, thank you very much for joining me on this random Sunday afternoon. I do appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, however much of it there is left. And if you're about, you'll probably catch me tomorrow if you wish to come and say hi. I'd appreciate it if you do. Should slow down my collecting since I was told day before sick leave that once I'm back 100% my job is being made redundant. May need to become a streamer. It's an option. It's always an option. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. Hit the Discord if you're not there already. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for sitting through ads, especially. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll catch you all next time. Peace.